Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the situation involving tuberculosis, other intervening medical conditions that can have an impact on one's visa application to the United States. We primarily process a lot of family-based visas out of our office here in Bangkok through the U.S. Embassy here in Bangkok. So we're going to kind of do it through that prism. At the end of the day, tuberculosis is one of these things that is considered of such medical importance that it can effectively stall an immigration proceeding. What are we talking about here? Well, when you're going through the process of applying for a K-1 or a CR-1 or an IR-1, whatever, by the time you get here to the embassy, you've got to go ahead and deal with a medical exam. If it comes up in your medical exam that you either have or have had tuberculosis, you have to then be treated for it. It then has to be determined that it is in fact sort of inert at that point. You're no longer a threat, to public health, and then you can sort of proceed. But again, that medical determination takes an extra amount of time compared to standard process cases. This can lead to delays in the completion of a case because it requires, again, further time to determine whether or not someone is contagious or could pose a threat to public health. This isn't limited to tuberculosis. There's other issues associated with diseases that can pop up, but quite frankly, the biggest thing we deal with here on any kind of regular basis, it's not all that often. If I see a tuberculosis case that comes up, it's usually about once every 2 years, maybe once every 1.5 years, something like that. We see them. It's not uncommon. It does slow things down. It's probably going to delay the interview. You have to deal with some of the logistics of dealing with rescheduling the interview and processing the visa application thereafter. Oftentimes, it may even lead to further administrative processing, oftentimes, again, due to the consular officer wanting to be absolutely certain there are no public health issues. That said, while it's a complex and oftentimes frustrating process, it is having, for example, tuberculosis or having had it in the past is not necessarily a deal killer, if you will, when it comes to the issue of whether or not you'll ultimately get the visa. But it could substantially delay the process. That said, those who find themselves overwhelmed by these matters, especially when they're dealing with this in real time, it may not be a terrible idea to contact a legal professional, gain some insight and guidance into how best to proceed.